And the first class flight experience continues. I just got off of my flight on Emirates in their game changer 777 first class. Little did I know that that incredible suite is not the first time that they've literally changed the game when it comes to first class. And that's what we're going to be looking at today. I was picked up on the jet bridge and escorted over to the lounge. Be prepared for a couple of eye rolls as your escort brings you straight to the front of the security line, no matter how many people are on it. While I did appreciate saving time, it was super awkward. I suppose in some cases, you'd ride around in a buggy to get to your next gate, but mine was kinda close, just around 6 or 7 gates away, and there was also one of the first class lounges just in front of it. Now, fair warning, this is not the over-the-top Emirates first class lounge, but rather one of the smaller ones. Emirates has 3 terminals, and Terminal 3, the behemoth that it is home to Emirates. Terminal 3 is split into 3 concourses, A, B, and C. The C concourse is actually what used to be Terminal 1, but as Emirates expanded, they gobbled it up as their own. My flight to Muscat would be leaving from one of those C gates, hence the smaller first class lounge made sense for my less than 2-hour layover. Had this been a longer layover, I could have easily walked to the other larger lounges in the other concourses. They're all connected airside. Before we head inside though, let me welcome you to the channel if you're new here. My name is Kevin, and I am the Flip Flop Traveler. I'm here to give you honest content about flights, hotels, trains, and cruises. I paid for this trip out of pocket, and the price that I paid is in the description below, as always. Emirates had no prior knowledge I'd be filming, and I didn't receive any compensation from them. Everything in this video is my personal opinion based on my unique experience. The rest, I'll let speak for itself. Let's get started. The lounge is split into 2 levels and has a small buffet as well as a full a la carte service. The menu available in the C concourse is slightly more limited, but I'll give you a look at the Concourse A menu since it gives you a better representation of what most passengers will be able to choose from. I, in my cognac and port haze, decided on the bao buns and a glass of sparkling rosé. As we have a look around the lounge and explore the concourse a bit, let's talk about what makes today's first class suite, the old one, kinda special in its own right. Emirates is of course a global powerhouse in the industry these days, but it certainly did not start out that way. Decades ago, Abu Dhabi was one of the 4 shareholders in Gulf Air, but Dubai didn't appreciate the limited service that they were receiving, so they created Emirates to serve the region more comprehensively. Their first flight was in October of 1985 to Karachi, with Mumbai and Delhi service following soon after. Karachi was no coincidence for their first flight, since their first 2 aircraft were actually purchased from Pakistan International Airlines, with their $10 million in startup capital. PIA also provided free training to the new Emirates crew at their facilities in Karachi. 2 years later, they were flying to London for the first time with A310s, and the next decade was a whirlwind of growth. During the Gulf War, market share for Emirates expanded rapidly, since many other airlines stayed out of the region. And it's during that time, in 1993, when they began service to Muscat. They received their first 777 in 1996, and ordered the Dash 300 ERs in the years that followed. In 2004, they began to serve New York JFK with A340-500s, and that's actually one of the keys to our flight today. In 2003, Emirates launched the world's first class suite with doors on their A340-500 aircraft. Back then, each suite was reported to cost a staggering $125,000. As you can see, they very closely resemble the product that you'll see on board most of the 777s today. I'm a little bit embarrassed to say that I really didn't know this product has been flying for over 2 decades. Emirates currently has 246 aircraft with a further 305 on order. With 133 of them, they're the largest 777 operator on Earth, and there are currently 3 different first-class products that you may find on them. The first is the Game Changer product that you saw in my last trip report, but that's only on 9 aircraft. The rest of them have that older style that we'll be flying today, though Emirates has begun the process of sprucing them up a bit, Mercedes-ifying them if you will, and toning down the gold just a little bit. Emirates is currently flying to 137 international destinations, making Dubai the world's busiest airport by international passenger traffic. As you can see, even at 2 AM, it certainly gets to look pretty busy. In retrospect, I'm not too sure building their terminal in one long straight line was the most efficient option. Okay, let's head to the gate for our very quick flight. Everything was fairly organized, and boarding was called with combined priority for first, business, and elite members. First and business class boarded through door 1 of our 14-year-old bird. As we head down to our aircraft, let's take a look at tonight's flight stats. I really cannot explain how immediate the difference was felt between my crew on this flight and my last one. I was warmly greeted by the purser and walked over to my seat for the next 42 minutes, 1 kilo. Now, I don't want to sound like a complete tool, but coming off of the Game Changer flight, my expectations for this older cabin weren't exactly sky high. But these older cabins, even the ones like this one which have not been refurbished, are in absolute pristine condition. It was at this moment that it occurred to me how dumb I'd been for not looking more forward to this flight. At the end of the day, it's still a first-class flight with doors. The layout is very easy with this one, 2 rows in a 1-2-1 configuration. There are no overhead bins, which gives it a very tall ceiling and a great open feel to the cabin, especially when there's only one other passenger for a short hop. Within a minute or two of boarding, I was offered a glass of Dom Perignon. I want to mention from the jump that while the service on this flight was efficient as anything, you would never know that we were embarking on a just 200-mile flight. This was more or less the full experience by 2 incredibly warm and capable crew. Oh, and here's the exact business class that I'm going to have the pleasure that I'm going to sit in for a flight report coming up in a few weeks. Let's have a look around the suite. First up, we have, of course, the most important feature of the suite. On the window side, you have the famous elevator minibar, which rises and lowers at the touch of a button. Just behind that is your tablet and a few function buttons, as well as your first air vent, followed by a large oversized storage cubby. There really is a lot of burled wood trim in this cabin, which is giving very strong, 1998 Jaguar XJ vibes. The seat itself is a plush and chunky one, which was as comfortable as it looks, with a full-size pillow waiting for you upon boarding. Under your armrest, you'll find a small, very small, storage bin on one side, and the console remote on the other. And over your shoulder on the other side, you'll find a reading lamp, as well as another air vent. Dates and hot towels were passed around. Make sure you try the orange dates, which were incredible. Also at this point, I realized I never once received a hot towel on my previous flight from Brussels. Kinda strange. I was also brought out a ramekin of warm nuts. Here's your friendly reminder to click that like button, subscribe to the channel, and share this video with friends and family. Those are truly the easiest ways, all free for you, to help support the channel. If you'd like to support me further, my Patreon is linked in the description below. Thanks very much in advance. In front of you is a drawer which has your notebook and pen, and built into the console top is a small vanity mirror which also contains a set of Byredo skincare amenities. I was a bit surprised to be getting these on such a short flight. There's also a semi-universal outlet and a reading lamp just in front of the TV. And I'm very happy to say that the in-flight map actually worked on this flight. which you can access through your tablet, which also doubles as a meat tenderizer. Okay, let's get the show on the road, as we push back and watch a bit of the safety video. I also discovered that there were also in-flight cameras, which was a nice surprise. The spool up, takeoff, and airport stats are coming up next. Prior to takeoff, I was asked for my orders, for drinks after takeoff, as well as my meal and wine choices. Seconds after the crew were released, I was served another ramekin of nuts and a bit of the 21-year Royal Salute. These videos get a bit glitchy sometimes, so if you see ice cubes in the glass, and specifically if ice cubes in whiskey trigger you, then rest assured that it is just an optical illusion. I cannot even express how much I've been kicking myself for this since I collect the menus. But this flight being so quick, I forgot them on board. So here is the typical menu and wine selection for the flight. Keep a note that Emirates does post their menus for business and first for all of their flights in advance. As always, I went for the chicken and rice dish, which was undeniably one of the better tasting dishes that I've ever had on such a short flight. The tray service also included the starter and dessert, and I went for likely one of the better red wines that I've had in my life to accompany it. I feel like I can't state this enough. This was a 42-minute flight. I ate kinda quickly and my tray was gone as fast as it came. I was genuinely surprised that we were already beginning our descent. Let's quickly take a look at the in-flight entertainment system. As I told you last time, Emirates has an insane amount of content with over 5,000 titles to choose from. I was impressed by how bright, clear, and responsive the screen was despite its age. The tablet, I should note, was also really surprisingly responsive. The Bowers & Wilkins noise-canceling headphones were also a nice touch. And a quick peek at the bathroom showed the same amenities as my last flight. I was scrambling to figure out what I hadn't filmed yet. The pillow. Must show the pillow. At this point, my flight attendant came over with another towel and box of chocolates and asked if I'd like a to-go cup so I could hold onto my whiskey during the landing. Yes, please. This is really going to trigger some of you, but I thought this was one of the best moments that I've ever had while being on a plane. Sitting in a first-class suite on Emirates with shorts on, drinking a pretty pricey whiskey from a paper to-go cup. It doesn't get much more flip-flop traveler than that. And next thing I knew, we were in our final descent. Enjoy the landing. Airport stats are coming up. So I need to stress again, this was probably one of the best crews that I've ever had. It sucks that it was on such a short flight, but it was just so impressive how organized and to the minute each step of the flight was, all while being chatty and charming and poised as anything. This flight has taught me one thing which I'll pass on to you. The new Game Changer suite is incredible, yes, but it's really only one piece of the puzzle. Any day of the week, I would choose this older seat with this crew compared to the Game Changer seat with a less than stellar crew. And also, this seat is still a fantastic seat. The palette feels dated, but otherwise, there's really no single thing about the seat that jumps out as old. The tablet and monitor worked great. The seat itself was comfortable and not worn at all. The endless wood trim and leather finishes were in perfect condition. In better condition, I might add, than the Game Changer suite, if I'm honest. So if you have a flight coming up on Emirates, new seat or old seat or A380 with a shower, you're gonna enjoy it. And that'll do it for today. I really do hope that you enjoyed this video. If you did, please be sure to click the like button and subscribe with notifications on so you don't miss out on any of my twice weekly videos. I'll see you next time, big contrast, from the Barceló My Riviera resort. Oh, and as always, thanks for watching until the end.